Well, Canelo Alvarez just committed elderly abuse on Triple G, a 40-year-old fighter with nothing to give in this fight. And like I said in my prediction video, I thought that Canelo was going to absolutely dominate this fight and win by unanimous decision or knock him out. Canelo, he didn't get the knockout in a very, very lackluster fight. This fight was very much trash. There's a reason why my dad, who's a boxing enthusiast like me, fell asleep on the 8th round. That's how boring this fight was. Canelo seemed to have the earlier rounds. He's going down to the body pretty well with the left hook and the right hook, using the jab, catching Triple G with big haymakers and whatnot, But towards the later half of the fight, Canelo started to tire out. His punch seemed to have a lack of effect. And then out of nowhere, Triple G just came out with some combinations and won arguably 2 rounds at best. He landed a good jab, the 1, 2, 3. That's really it. This was a horrible fight to put on pay-per-view. The undercard was really not that good, to be honest. Jesse Bam Rodriguez fought Israel Gonzalez, in a trash scorecard for the fight. The fight was very competitive itself, but it's a letdown to see Gonzalez get robbed like that. You had Rodriguez winning 117 to 111. I thought that Rodriguez lost that fight for one because he got deducted a point for hitting Gonzalez low, and then the ref didn't even count the low blow, and he gave Gonzalez enough time to recoup after getting hit in the balls for about 3 times in a row in the fight, okay? And then you want me to believe that, Gonzalez did nothing at all to win this fight? It's absolutely ridiculous. If you really want to count the fight to see how it is, I had to either draw or I had Gonzalez win the 7 rounds to 5. But absolute robbery. And what else is there to say in this card? This is supposed to be $85. This is supposed to be bigger than Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, according to Eddie Hearn, right? We had Kieran Conway versus Amma Williams. That was a decent fight, but that was not a pay-per-view worthy fight. It wasn't that much action in between there. Alright. Then we had Gabe Rosado, a 36-year-old fighter fighting Ali Akhmadov in a good fight, but it's like I said, it's not a fight for pay-per-view worthy. None of these fights had a lot of action that were just like, oh my god, who's gonna win this fight? These were just setup fights. And then we get Booker G versus Canelo. We see Canelo winning the fight, but then gassing out. Like, bro, how you gonna tell me seriously, how could you tell me that Canelo Alvarez will beat Dimitri Bivol in a rematch? There's no way. You must be smoking pot if you think he's gonna win that fight. If he's getting backed up by Booker G in the later rounds and he's getting that tired, what do you think Bivol's gonna do to him? Bivol already beat him pretty badly in the first fight. Who knows? Bivol might go in there and try to stop Canelo because Canelo, he don't like combinations. Alright? When Triple G was able to put some combinations together in the 2 rounds that he did win that fight, he's able to back Canelo Alvarez up. Canelo gets very, very tired. He puts his hands down, as shown in the Bivol fight. That being said, though, this is pretty much the end of Triple G. He ducked pretty much everybody in his division except for Canelo Alvarez. I'm glad he's out of boxing, but what is next for Canelo? Probably some bum. We know he ain't gonna fight David Benavidez. This fight's exposed why he won't fight Benavidez. Benavidez is much bigger than Triple G. He throws a lot more combinations in his prime at the age of 25. And he has a lot of power. Alright? If this dude throws 8 punch combinations and Canelo is struggling with Bivol's pressure, I would think Benavidez will stop Canelo because Canelo does not like pressure. Alright? He's shown that he gets backed up. He gets very frustrated. And I'm just telling you this though. Canelo is trash, man. Don't call this no pound for pound boxer, my guy. If he couldn't stop a 40-year-old Triple G who obviously was getting hurt to the body, how can you expect for me to think he could beat Bivol in a rematch or beat Jamal Charlo, who's a combination puncher and has a high work rate, or David Benavidez, another fighter who's very, very talented and skilled and all that? Canelo is just the best example of the hype in boxing. Sooner or later, Canelo will get exposed by probably either Benavidez, Charlo, or Bivol, or some bum he fights again. Because eventually, you keep fighting bum after bum after bum, the karma will come back to haunt you. That being said, though, this was possibly the worst pay-per-view card I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even joking about this. This was not worth no $85. This fight card was just not that good. It was lackluster. And I want to tell you this to all Canelo fans. I mean this respectfully. A great fighter can make adjustments. Canelo cannot make those adjustments against Dimitri Bivol. He arguably lost to Israel Lara, to Triple G when Triple G was younger, to Floyd Mayweather. Alright? Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are considered the best fighters in the world because their ability to be outstanding in their performances against top opposition. Canelo is struggling to knock out a 40-year-old fighter. My God, bro! Like you have to understand this, man. This fight was horrible, and you think Canelo is the best fighter in boxing? Just get out of here, bro. This fight sucks. I'm sorry. This is not Team the Dream. Rocking these heads and next heads to sleep. I'll holler with another one. Peace.